Welcome into Jags A.M. I'm Kainani Stevens, Brian Sexton, John Oehser with me today as we get ready for Wildcard weekend. It's a playoff edition of the show, and we're very excited to get things going and talk about that Buffalo Bills matchup on Sunday. Let's go over our big things for you today, brought to you by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, benefits for federal employees and retirees. Big thing number one is going to be a bully. We talk a lot about this team going out and being physical at the line of scrimmage and elsewhere on the football field and not being intimidated in a game where the Bills are very familiar with playoffs as of recently. But Travis Etienne talked a little bit about not letting the game be bigger than what it is.
You just can't make it bigger than what it is. I feel like some guys who haven't been in this position might get to there and just kind of confuse that anxiety with nervousness when you're just really excited to just do something you love, you know, and like just have the opportunity to just be in a primetime game, having everybody know the whole football league is going to be watching us, so I feel like it's going to be very exciting. So now we get opportunity, the chances, people who haven't been seeing us, we get to show them who we are. So I feel like people confuse that anxiety for nervousness when they really just excited for the moment.
Brian, I think the whole city's buzzing right now about this game, and they haven't been in the playoffs the past couple of years, but a lot of these players remember that 2022 game and that feeling. And what I found interesting this time around is they won the division, but it felt like, okay, now what's the next thing? It wasn't just we're happy to be here. There's definitely some experience there and some understanding that this isn't the accomplishment. Continuing is the accomplishment.
Say it with me, Kai. These Jaguars aren't those Jaguars. There's a completely different mentality in that locker room. And I think the guy that we just heard from is going to have a huge role in this team winning on Sunday. You see the sweat on his forehead? That was a 60-degree day in shorts and T-shirts. The work they got done, the energy with which they're approaching this game is greater than the anxiety that some other teams may have for playing in a big game like this. And by the way, the biggest bully on the Jaguars right now, the guy who has the biggest impact in this game, is going to be Devon Hamilton, John. He's killing people inside, playing at such a high level. You want physical, you want bully, you want disruptive. Devon Hamilton and Travis Etienne are two of the most important players that will play on Sunday.
Yeah, I think a couple of things. I think people nationally, because they see Trevor Lawrence, he's the only people, I'm sure he's the only thing people talk about nationally. They see the hair, they see the touchdowns, and they think, oh, this is a team that's high-powered. This is a team that, you know, beats. It's at its core, this is a physical team that has gotten much better because he has ascended. And I do think even some Jaguars fans and even some media are used to this team sort of, in 22, they got in with a late playoff run. They kind of snuck in. They came back on teams. This team, I liked the headline on this segment, Be the Bully. This team is far more a team that, hey, we've been here. We deserve to be here. We're going to beat teams that try to beat us. They're not trying to upset people, guy.
No, just trying to be a bully when you have to be. Our second big thing today is going to be 1 versus 1. Talked a ton about the Jaguars' run-stop defense so far this season, but they're facing off against James Cook, your leading rusher in the league. So it's going to be 1 versus 1. Devin Lloyd talked about what they have to do on defense.
Yeah, I mean, anytime the quarterback is a runner, that presents challenges to the defense, whether it's design quarterback runs or quarterback scrambles. So got to have a good plan. Obviously, got to have good rush lanes when he does scramble, and then the quarterback design runs, they're obviously pulling a guy out the box, so they just gain an additional gap. So guys got to strike blocks, get off blocks, and make plays.
So James Cook is the focus, but also Josh Allen can run a little bit too, John, and we know this team has dealt with some quarterbacks rushing, so they're going to have to be very focused and kind of keep containment as well as focusing on James Cook.
Yeah, I think with both Cook and Allen, this is a game where they're going to get some of theirs. The Jaguars have about 85 yards a game rushing, no 100-yard rusher. It wouldn't surprise me if Cook pushes 100. They're a really good running team. You can tell by the way Liam was talking about it. He really respects how they scheme things. They're hard to stop the whole game. They're going to get a drive or two where they're running the ball. I think the key, Brian, is going to be, can you get out of that? Can you stop that? Can you not have that dominate the game? And then when you have your opportunity to stop these guys, put them in long yardage, take advantage of those and get off the field. I think the Bills are going to score. I think the Jaguars are going to score more.
The Bills averaged 28 points per game. They scored more points in 17 games than the Jaguars did. So you know that this is a team that can do what they want to do on offense. The question is, can you make them shift away from it a little bit? Can you make them throw the ball more than they run the ball? Here's why that's important. They are number one in the league in time of possession. Kai, they are number one on third down. They shrink the game. They take possessions away from you. You've got to get them out of the running game so that you can do what you want to do. John mentioned the Jaguars will score because they're one of the best offenses in football. You're going to have fewer opportunities to be the best offense in football if your defense can't stop the run.
Let's go to our final big thing today, which is wild card. And I think going into this, Josh Allen's been the focus for both sides of this. And that's because he can be the wild card. He can win a football game for a team. Brian, this isn't the same Bills we've seen of past years, though. Some different targets. It doesn't look quite the same, but can Josh Allen put on his cape and win this game for them?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, he is stupendous, to use a word that I haven't used to describe him this week. I mean, the guy he's this massive guy. First of all, I asked Trayvon Walker yesterday about Josh Allen being bigger than him, because he is. He's just a massive human being. Trayvon looked at me like, you don't think I can stop him? Like, no, I think you can. But this guy is just physically a freak. He is so big and can do so many different things. But you mentioned this is a different Bills team. And John, I mean, the Bills defense last year was really, really good. It's not that good this year. Their passing game is not the scary down the field passing game that it has been in years past. They don't have Stephon Diggs and that speed that takes everyone away from the line of scrimmage. This is the Josh Allen and why did I just draw a blank on the running back? James Cook. It's those two guys. They drive this whole thing. Yeah,
it's the answer is yes. He can lift a team, and it's an overused phrase these days. Everybody wants their quarterback to lift the team. He's one of the guys who truly can. Again, I think the key is they're going to score. You have to be up on them, and you have to have sort of beaten them up a little bit where they don't want to run anymore. They're not running as effectively. Get him in long yardage late because he will throw you the ball, and he will take sacks that put the team in bad down and distance. You have to take advantage of the moments where you have the opportunity to make them look bad.
Guys, it's worth mentioning, and I had a player who was here remind me of this. In 2021, the Bills came in off a huge Sunday night win over Kansas City in Kansas City against a team with a rookie quarterback, with Urban Meyer as the head coach. They didn't do anything particularly well, and the Jaguars won that game 9-6, largely because Josh Hines Allen was a menace to Josh Allen. If Josh Hines Allen has that same kind of a game, then I don't think Josh Allen will be able to get after it like he has this season.
Absolutely going to be one of the key matchups. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. I check in with the Bills team reporter to learn more about what we're going to see on Wildcard Weekend.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Finally, inventories and prices are customer friendly.
That's because summer's here, so let's keep it real at the Field Summer Sales Event.
We have vehicles on the ground and ready to go. All new makes and models to choose from, even electric cars and SUVs. Stop searching for your next luxury vehicle and see Fields first.
And get an incredible offer like this.
Right now, save up to $10,000 on remaining new 2024 Porsche models in stock at Porsche Jacksonville. Go to PorscheJacksonville.com.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Huddle up, My Gate Rewards members. Football is back. Celebrate with the Duval Meal Deal at Gate. Right now, grab a personal pizza and any 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.99. No matter what combo you choose, this meal's the perfect play. Happening now through January 5th, 2026. See store for details. A deal that's a victory for every fan. Gates got you.
Since 1927, Gallagher has been serving the communities where we live and work. They partner with businesses of every size to provide insurance, risk management, and benefit solutions that prepare them for what's next. Whether you're on Main Street or across the globe, Gallagher is ready to help you take on any challenge. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring that same commitment to Jacksonville and all of Florida. Learn more at ajg.com. Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner.
Don't just wait for the big game. Bet on big playoff games every weekend. Only on Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us and turn playoff predictions into paydays. If your team season is already over,
looks like they're headed home early.
It only takes $1 to make any game interesting.
And we're back. What a game.
Download Hard Rock Bet. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable in bonus bet up to $100. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Renewal by Andersen is ringing in the new year with a happy renewal year sale. Buy one, get one 40% off all replacement windows and doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Sale ends January 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Jags A.M. brought to you by Fields Auto Group. See Fields first, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. Go to fieldauto.com. Welcome into another edition of Behind Enemy Lines, where I check in with a media member from the opposing team. The Jaguars, of course, made it into the playoffs, and they're taking on the Buffalo Bills. So I'm checking with Maddy Glab, team reporter for the Bills, my counterpart. Maddy, thank you for joining us.
Of course, happy to be here and happy to be in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Same here. Catch us up a little bit. We all know a ton about Josh Allen, all the crazy things he can do, but what's the season been like as a whole for you guys? Feels like it's been a little bit different than years past.
Yeah, it's been an up and down season, definitely a ride at times. The Bills finished 12-5 in the regular season, winning 5 of their last 6. So the second half of the season for this team, I think they've really built their identity, who they are. They've been known for their second half comebacks all season, but I think have done a fantastic job of putting things together in the second half of the season, both offensively and defensively. The Bills have struggled on the road this year, though, 5-3 record on the road, but winning their last 3 games on the road. And you've seen the offensive production improve on the road to end the regular season. The defense has been pretty strong on the road all year, so it'll be interesting to see if the defense can travel in the playoffs as well. But yeah, like you said, it's been an interesting season with the Bills. Josh Allen coming off of that MVP campaign, and he's shown how he's grown in several areas this year, but the offense as a whole has looked a little bit different. It's been James Cook running the show, your rushing title leader, and the offensive line helping set things up. So that's kind of been the engine of the offense this year, is that rushing attack, which I know we're going to talk more about because the Jaguars have the best run defense. But it's been James Cook and Josh Allen, and Josh Allen has had a wide variety of guys to throw the ball to. There hasn't been that number one receiver, which helps when it comes to going up against different defenses because you're not sure who's going to be catching the ball in any given game.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about James Cook. You mentioned him. Jaguars have the best run defense. They haven't allowed a 75-yard rusher so far this season, something they've been hanging their hat on. But what I think is unique about the Bills, of course, is James Cook is having an amazing season, but Josh Allen can also get out and run if he needs to. And I think, does you feel like that dynamic has helped the offense be successful this season?
Definitely. The Bills lead the league in total rushing yards, and James Cook and Josh Allen made up for 2,200 of those yards, which is 81% of the total number. So those two together, yes, James Cook has had a heavy dose of that, going 621 on the ground throughout the whole year, but you can't forget about Josh Allen. And I think the pair of those two together is really what makes this offense, I should say, hard to defend when it comes to going up against defenses, because you have James Cook, who has turned into this fantastic running back, and not just in doing the same thing over and over again. He's really good at reading and reacting to what's happening on the field. His offensive line and him are best friends on the field. They do a fantastic job of communicating and finding out where those open spots are going to be on the field. But then if you're going to stack the box against the Bills because they're running the football, Josh Allen can go in the air. And if then you're going to drop some guys back, then Josh Allen can take it himself. So in any way that a defense presents itself, I think Buffalo can find answers, whether it be on the ground or in the air. And Josh Allen certainly can do both very well.
The Jags defense has a lot to plan for with you guys, and I know when you said there's tons of weapons, you don't necessarily know there's a go-to place. The Jaguars have had trouble with tight ends, and you guys have two of them that are very talented. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. What do they bring to the offense? What kind of dynamic plays can they make to kind of open things up as well?
Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid this season have been sharing duties because Dalton Kincaid has not been in the lineup every single game. He missed week 17 with a knee injury, was actually limited in practice on Wednesday with that knee injury, played in week 18. Now, not the full game, but got some good reps in there. I think the coaching staff just wanted to see how he was doing and how he could hold up for the playoffs. But when Dalton Kincaid or Dawson Knox is on the field, I think it presents challenges to a defense because defending a tight end is hard. You have to figure out, who am I going to put on the field to go up against this tall, burly man, and figure out, who's going to run with somebody like this, because they have the height, they have the size. You have to be particular in how you're going to do that. And Dalton Kincaid has been fantastic at burning defenses when he's on the field this year. He has a 149 passer rating when targeted that leads tight ends in the NFL this season. Him and Josh Allen have a great rapport with each other. The issue this season for Kincaid has been the consistency. He's been on and off the field due to injury. Seems to be in an okay place right now, especially just being limited to start the practice week. We'll see how he goes on in practices throughout the rest of the week. But in his place, Knox has really stepped up this season. He's been targeted a lot more in the second half of the season, and he's answered with some big games in terms of catching the ball and some big games in terms of scoring the ball. I think when you're targeting the tight ends in a red zone, it's an absolute mismatch because you're throwing the ball into tight windows, and tight ends have that size, which is definitely an advantage for Buffalo's offense.
For sure. I know you guys have been very successful on third down, so I'm sure that's part of it. Let's talk a little Bills defense. The Jaguars have really kind of come into their own with Trevor Lawrence's play the last 2 months or so, in the pass game specifically. But today, head coach Liam Cohen of the Jaguars was very complimentary of the Bills' pass defense and kind of what they've been able to do. What's some of the strengths of the secondary you've seen?
Yeah, secondary finishes as the best in the league, allowing under 160 passing yards per game. And that's something the secondary really hangs their hat on, is proud to go into the postseason, putting up numbers like that throughout the season. I think what's happened, and again, I go back to the second half of the season because that's really when the defense started to put it together. They started to play a lot more physical, a lot more nasty, forcing more takeaways since week 12. They're top 10 in takeaways with 15. And a lot of that is because the Russian coverage has started to work together. Our head coach Sean McDermott has talked about spinning the dial, throwing different coverages at an offense throughout the game to kind of confuse quarterbacks. You've seen corners being sent on more blitzes and it paying off in terms of pass deflections that have then gone for interceptions. So I think that is kind of the foundation of why they've played so well in the second half of the season. But you have a great cornerback in Christian Benford and another one in Tre'Davious White, who have been playing some really great football down the stretch, really limiting teams' receivers in terms of yards allowed and passer rating allowed. Those numbers have been very low. And then on the back end, you have two safeties in Jordan Poyer, who's a 13-year safety, and then Cole Bishop, who's a second-year safety that's really been learning this year. But once those two got on the field together, you saw Bishop's kind of IQ and the way he's played has gone to another level. You've seen him played a lot more fierce, a lot more nasty, and he's been up there at the line of scrimmage at times making plays. So I think they've just been on the field long enough together at this point in the season where they seem like a very cohesive unit. They're communicating well, and that's turned into really limiting opponents when it comes to the passing attack.
Very cool. I feel like we covered a lot. Do you have an X-factor player on maybe offense and defense you feel like will need to both have good games if the Bills want to get a win?
We already talked about the offensive player. I'm looking at Dalton Kincaid. Buffalo's offense is a different offense when he is healthy and on the field. I think he just adds a different wrinkle to everything. He's another player you have to worry about. He's another player you have to scheme for because when he's on the field, he's going to make plays. It's already hard to defend Josh Allen and James Cook, but throw Dalton Kincaid in there, that gets even harder, and you kind of have to commit to one thing. And Buffalo's been able to beat teams when they decide to commit to one thing because they have a couple other things they can throw out of defense. In terms of what Buffalo's defense has to do, I don't think it's one player, but I really think it's the pass rush getting to Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars have been fantastic during their win streak at scoring and outscoring opponents by like an average of 19 points per game, which is such a big number in the league. You see so many games that are one-possession games, and it seems like, you know, down the stretch for the Jaguars, they've just been blowing teams out. I think a lot of it, we hear from our head coach, a lot of it starts in the trenches, and on defense, it starts with a pass rush. So I think it's those guys up front playing together and not being afraid to rush the passer and making sure they're communicating with the back end. I think if they can do that and kind of tee off a little bit in the beginning of the game, they might be able to find ways and find opportunities to get some takeaways, which I know the Jaguars all season have done a really good job at taking care of the football and then forcing takeaways on the other side.
Very good. I think this is going to be a good matchup for Wild Card Weekend. Maddy, I will see you on Sunday, and Bills Mafia here in Jacksonville. That was Maddy Glab, Bills team reporter. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you what we think the headlines are going to be on Monday morning.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Finally, inventories and prices are customer friendly.
That's because summer's here, so let's keep it real at the Field Summer Sales Event.
New inventory is arriving daily. All new makes and models to choose from, even electric cars and SUVs.
Visit Fields today and find the fit for you.
And get an incredible offer like this.
For a limited time, get $3,000 off all Lexus TX 350s in stock at Lexus of Jacksonville and Lexus of Orange Park.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Listen up. If our kids are going to grow up healthy, we have to work together out there. A healthier tomorrow depends on the calls that we make today. It's about eating right and focusing on their physical and mental health. We should be reading to our kids every night. Can you give me 60 minutes of physical activity every day?
Yes, sir, I can.
This is our healthy playbook. We do this as a team. Our kids win. Who's with me?
Get healthy at nemours.org/Jaguars. Nemours Children's Health, proud pediatric partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, Advantage You. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Seth Moving is Florida's most trusted and dependable moving company. Seth is proud to be the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. To get a guaranteed quote, visit sudeth.com/Jacksonville. Jags A.M. Welcome to the future. We're going to do our best to predict what we will be talking about on Monday morning after Wild Card weekend. Brian, what do you think is going to go down on Sunday?
I think on Monday, people will finally believe that these Jaguars aren't those Jaguars. As I listen to Liam Cohen, post-game, Monday, Wednesday, as I talk to his assistant coaches, yesterday, for instance, Shane Waldron, and I listen to the way that they all talk in unison and they all have the same high standard for what they expect on the practice field, translating to the game field. These guys are built for this. Liam was, part of last year's great run by the Buccaneers, and before that, the great run that the championship Rams have had, and a lot of these guys have been put together because of their expectations and their experience. And John, just the more I listen, watch, the more I learn that they're built for this moment right now. 13-4 is great. They transitioned the Jaguars from a team that didn't win to a team that does win, and now the playoffs are the ultimate test of that. And I think on Monday morning, people will be excited about the future, not just January into February, but the long-term future, because Liam Cohen is built for this moment.
Yeah, I think they're a good team. It's going to be a good team for a long time. I agree with you, and it sort of blends into what I said earlier. There's this, because they're in the playoffs, and for the first time in a couple of years, because they had this big turnaround, it's like people are looking at this team as like the little engine that could. Hey, we're Rudy, we're gonna punch up, and I think this team feels like it's punching down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they feel like they're the best team going in. They're not bragging about it. They're not, guaranteeing anything. But I think internally they have a lot of confidence of, hey, we're supposed to be here. We're going to win this thing. We just went out and beat the number one seed on the road. Why shouldn't we believe we're the best team?
Apologize. When I say built for this, they're not even quite built for this yet. I mean, the things they're going to do with this roster after they've had a year with it to decide, who belongs here, what else they need here, what this roster will be in another season or two as they continue to build it, I think is even more exciting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's I went with 1 and on, and it's a boring headline for a reason, because I think this will feel like a methodical victory. I think they're going to win. And by methodical, I don't mean like 17-14. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But then once they win it, and I do think they will, I think the players are going to all say afterward, we expect, don't treat this like an upset. Again, we're not Rudy. We're not punching up. I think it's going to feel very, okay, we won. Let's figure out what's next. Are we going to New England? Are we going here? I think that will be the tone of the day. Once they win this game, and I do think they will win it, but I don't think it'll be easy.
I'm going with, for mine, focusing on, I think, the matchup we've all been talking a little bit about, which is James Cook, the number one rusher, against the Jaguars defense, which is the number one run-stopping defense. So I went with what's cooking, because I think there's a chance that this can be what normally when we talk about matchups, sometimes that doesn't end up being the focus. I do feel like this will be the focus. Whether James Cook can get going, he might get some. He might finally break that 75-yard mark that they've been really excited about. But I think there's an opportunity for Devon Hamilton and Eric Armstead, who've been having phenomenal years. I might as well quote Josh Hines-Allen and say, best nose tackle in the game, according to him. Devon Hamilton's been playing amazing. And the Bills' offensive line is obviously tremendous. You don't have the leading rusher without having a great offensive line, but I think there's some spots in the interior offensive line. Gators fans know Osiris Torrance. There's an ability there, I think, with the athleticism of Eric Armstead that we've seen this season, going back to his natural position, also lining Trayvon Walker up on the inside at times. I think there's some positioning in there where they can take advantage of and get after the quarterback and the running back in the backfield, and I think that's going to be something maybe people don't expect. And we have seen in the past, few weeks, but I think that might be a surprise to some other teams.
So the edges on this game are going to be very important. The Bills run well inside. They also run well outside. One thing that it doesn't get noticed because it's not a very sexy thing to talk about. The Jaguars cornerbacks, they tackle well on the edge. It's going to be a game where the Jaguars linebackers, you have to play with great discipline against the Bills. It's about filling the gaps you're supposed to be in. James Cook is a guy that if you let one outside, he's standing in the end zone. So it's a high-pressured game for the Jaguars, but they're a good tackling team. and they play well as a unit, I think that bodes well against this team.
And since you mentioned Trayvon, I had a long conversation with him yesterday, and I told you earlier about the look he gave me when I said, how do you take a quarterback that's that big? He kind of looked at me like, what? But I asked him about James Cook, because James played with him in Georgia. And I expected that we just do what we do, because that's what most of them do. But this was a #1 run defense. And when he said that, we just play our game. And when we play our game, the way we play run defense, we stop everybody. And that's been the case this year. They've stopped everybody. The only guy who had any semblance of a good day against them was Jonathan Taylor, and he had 70 and 74 yards. So when Trayvon said we just have to do what we do, it had kind of a different tone, a different ring to it than in previous conversations.
All right, stay with some Jags A.M. We'll be right back after the break.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. For over 50 years, Fields Auto Group has been America's premier family-owned luxury auto group, selling the most iconic brands in the world. We understand the luxury customer and provide an extraordinary car buying and service experience. It's not just about selling cars. Fields is focused on building lifelong relationships. We invite you to visit Fields and enjoy an honest and memorable luxury car buying experience.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Renewal by Andersen is ringing in the new year with a happy renewal year sale. Buy one, get one 40% off all replacement windows and doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Sale ends January 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Listen up. If our kids are going to grow up healthy, we have to work together out there. A healthier tomorrow depends on the calls that we make today. It's about eating right and focusing on their physical and mental health. We should be reading to our kids every night. Can you give me 60 minutes of physical activity every day?
Yes, sir, I can.
This is our healthy playbook. We do this as a team, our kids win. Who's with me?
Get healthy at nemours.org/Jaguars. Nemours Children's Health, proud pediatric partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com to browse all the customizable options. Zipchair is furniture for fans, and this weekend's Wildcard game is brought to you by Dailies. It's nicer here.
Everything, guys, is still in front of us. You're trying to tell me we can't get to 10 wins?
Starts on Lawrence in touchdown.
I think you definitely carry momentum from playing well, for sure.
Down with 6, smothered. Earning to play meaningful games in November and December, guys. We have earned this right.
You can feel that these opportunities get bigger and bigger later in the season.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are not a playoff caliber team.
They're not a playoff caliber team. I don't foresee them getting to the playoffs. There's a lot of.
Oh, you don't even think they're going to get in?
I don't think they're going to get in. They're just an in-the-way team.
Keep doubting us. We're going to show up every Sunday, and you got to play us.
We compete like champions every day to elevate our performance, people, organization, and city.
They've won the division title, one of the greatest seasons in the history of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Feels good for us to earn that as a team, but there's a lot more for us.
Latest episode coming out tonight at 7.
Let's go. You ready? Yeah. Let's go. Let's play some football. I'm ready. Here we go. I'm ready.
Listen,
Too hyped up.
It's so much fun at this time. I mean, really, this team hasn't lost since November the 9th.
Winning is fun.
And you got through the holidays, which is that fun time of year anyway, with a great football team. And now it gets even better because the playoffs start. Are you all right?
I'm ready to go.
Listen, Jacksonville's hyped up.
Ready for this football.
We're ready for
I'm gonna
football.
hit some people.
If you haven't got your ticket,
Get out of the way.
No more fighting. No more fighting, gentlemen. This is happy time. If you haven't got your ticket for Sunday, I don't know how you're going to get one, but you should try to get into the stadium some way, somehow, because it's going to be fun. And this is my first playoff game in Duval. Yeah. I'm very excited about this.
Then maybe what I'm going to say makes sense. If you just happen to be driving through a school zone today on your way, you'll see.
Slow down.
Yes.
That's
speed limit.
But one of the fun things for me is to drive by a school and see all the kids in their Jaguars gear, right? I mean, it's just everybody, all the way down to the kindergartners.
Everybody walking their dog, everybody else.
It's amazing to see the Jaguar spirit. And it's why I have said since 1994, when it hit me what a great football town this is, that this can be Green Bay of the South. This can be title town of the South. We lack a title. But when this team in this town, for all of the way people look at it and want to disparage it, and it's small and it's Jacksonville, the Waffle House comments from the Super Bowl from all the New England media back in 2005, none of it matters because this team in this town are united. And you get a title, this is Green Bay of the South, and it becomes a destination place for people to come watch Jaguars games.
I'll eat some Waffle House now.
Listen, I'm a convert, and I think most people in New England just don't understand the beauty of the Waffle House. I've been converted. It's a wonderful establishment, and I hope we get to go on Sunday night.
Yeah,
we should do this show at a Waffle House if they win the Super Bowl.
We're on location.
The sponsorship people want to get on this one.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, that's it for us this week. Enjoy the game. It's going to be a fun one on Sunday, and we'll be back on Monday to talk all about, hopefully, a Jaguars win.